Hey folks, John here. Thank you for tuning in and welcome back once again to This World, My Take, where the headlines meet real talk. How you guys doing? I hope you're having a pretty good weekend. Mine was okay. Please do think about being part of the family. Do hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and turn on your notifications so that whenever I drop something, you'll be the first to get it. Well, guys, I wanted to talk about something really disturbing, which I think we need to shed light on. And this is the fact that Donald Trump thinks that he controls the world. Now, if you've been reading the newspapers lately and following on what is going on around the world, you will notice that this madman recently threatened the Federal Republic of Brazil of tariffs. Now, get this. He did not threaten them with tariffs of 50% just because there was a problem. No, he threatened Brazil with tariffs just because they are persecuting the former president of Brazil. He goes by the name Jair Bolsonaro. Now, if you know anything about Brazil, you will know that right after January 6th, and the next president in the Americas who tried to carry out the same tactics like Trump did, like sending his supporters to storm their own version of the White House and Capitol building, this man followed suit with his own performers and his own fan base out there in Brazil. These folks stormed the Brazilian version of the House of Power, the Capitol, and they destroyed and they damaged a whole lot of properties in the name of they do not condone with the results that came out, and this man lost. Now, guys, let me say this. To be the president of America is one thing. To use that position to threaten people just because they do not want to go with your supporter kind of mindset, or they do not want to go with a president that also try to act like you. This is crazy, folks. Now, let me say this. Jair Bolsonaro is a controversial figure in Brazil. If you do not know, prior to being the president, this man had a foul mouth. He is the replica of Trump. They used to call him Junior Trump in Brazil. How do I know that? I lived in Brazil during this time. And this man's supporter did the same exact thing of the January 6th riot. Now, let me say this. I didn't know that to be the leader of the free world, you are supposed to use tariffs as one of your tactics to get countries to bow down to you. Newsflash, Brazil is the founding member of BRICS. And anything that Brazil has going on with America, they can equally have it in the BRICS world. And as you all know, BRICS is growing through might and strength, and a whole lot of countries around the world are joining BRICS. Now, this man said that, according to The Guardian, Trump says that Jair Bolsonaro is not guilty of anything amid the Brazil coup trial that is going on. Now, I'm reading off The Guardian what they say. And if you are a president of a country and you have elections and you are booted out, and why not just out of integrity? Why not out of a tradition of the country that has, been changing presidents over and over? Why don't you accept the results? Why don't you try to please the masses? Now, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to castigate or point fingers against who is right or what is not supposed to do. But one thing I know is countries around the world, they do have what we call sovereignties. You cannot dictate what happens internally in another country. You cannot, just because the ex-president was your friend who shares the same mindset, the same extremist ideologies like yourself, to try to dictate to them what to do. It doesn't work like that. Brazil is an independent country, just like America is an independent country. Brazil has its systems of, law, judiciary systems to charge any person to court. If you are found guilty, you are guilty. Heck, President Lula himself had been to jail. Yes, he's been to jail. And the president that took him to jail, we all know that, man. It's not by any chance that this whole thing is happening. And to try to just kill a country by tariffs just because of one person, I find that a little bit stupid, and I find that a little bit dumb. Now, I don't know how America got this man into power. I don't know how we let this coward, this clown of a person, to actually sit in the White House, to sit on the number one job in the whole world, and that is being the president of the United States of America. I want you to think of this. What if Obama did what Mr. Trump is doing today? Do you think that the Congress, the House of Senate, Americans would have stood for this? But no, this man is busy going around the world destroying the good name and the image of America. Now, that is not to say America doesn't have some skeletons in its closet. No, we do have a whole lot of skeletons in our closet. But to try to meddle in people's internal affairs, I find that to be very disturbing. And if you must know, prior to the whole thing, this man's son, Jair Bolsonaro's son, Eduardo, he flew to America, and he is the one who actually, allegedly, asked Mr. Trump to go ahead and just lay 50% tariffs on Brazil. Now, I don't know what type of negotiation he's trying to get Brazil into, other than to protect Jair Bolsonaro, a man who is already a criminal by every standards of the word. Because I will say this, if you are in power, if you are in politics, you need to be able to accept criticism, open criticism, and elections are that's the most open form of criticism against any candidate that there is in the world. If people don't vote for you, that is them telling you that you are fired. And instead of accepting that gracefully, sending your people to go out there and try to destroy things so that you should come back, that is what we call dictatorship. Now, if you know the history of Brazil, Brazil went through a period of dictatorship, military dictatorship. And during that time, the president at that time was actually supported and sponsored by America. So all this whole tactics is nothing new. I will end this vlog by saying this. I hope that my people in Brazil understand that this is not business as usual. If this man lays 50% tariffs on you, you have to do the same on American goods. Nobody is a god on earth. Countries exist and they have their sovereignties. This world is complicated, and we're going to keep talking about it. Stay blessed, folks.